And hello, welcome to Roll for Story, the Diamond Soul Arc. So you guys got to the fifth region, traversed a Sathak worm tunnel, and found yourselves here. The patrol of Carnifex constructs have just gone by. You found yourself in a little ruined chamber. There's these buildings which have been sunk into the earth. And just as you're excavating another crystal, you hear a skittering and clawing sound on the stone next to you. Elias quickly heals Zybits to make sure he's ready for a fight. What do the rest of you guys do?
um, begin wiring up my flail ready to strike.
Okay.
And
I'm
send
just gonna go and peer in one of the buildings.
I'm gonna send
Okay.
Taklo to sit by this sword.
Eirina, make a perception check.
Can she do advantage if I'm joining it?
Yeah, if you both are
mean-
looking in.
Yeah.
But you've got hold on. Eirina's definitely got sight. Andi,
Yeah.
not so much. But there's a little bit of ambient glow from the crystal. But it's not in this direction though. You could probably still hear for something though. So go ahead, roll advantage. 20?
20.
Okay. You hear the sound of this clawing. It's going up from the ceiling, down the wall, and across the floor, and it's coming straight towards you, Eirina, and that's when you catch sight of it. This little head pokes out from beneath the hutch,
You know what these are.
Oh, they're so cute.
and a tongue laps out, a full
Actually,
tongue.
can't zoom in. It won't let me zoom in.
Okay,
Oh,
I'll
man.
try and get you artwork on.
Oh, I thought it was the armadillo again.
No, this.
My mouse being a pain, it won't let me scroll inwards.
A terrifying creature appears.
Oh,
White scales, little frilly neck, and little clawed hands begin to scuttle towards you. Its head and tail kind of wag in opposites.
That's an iguana.
Is
Hello.
this,
That's exactly what it is.
is this really going to be the arc where you just give us all pets?
Yes. Yes, let's make that a thing.
Wait, but how many sets of skittering did we hear?
Well, there's
Yes.
3 that we can see at the moment.
Another one jumps out from the top of the building. Its little claws peek over the wall and look around. And this one
Aw.
seems to burrow its way out of the ground.
Can I say hi to it? No. How
I'm
are
gonna reach out my hand and just let it sniff my hand. See
Yeah.
if it's
Oh.
friendly or not.
Kesh'an was on top of the sword, by the way, and he
Yeah.
heard the skittering.
Because
Yes.
someone's trying to be King Arthur.
Rini, put out your hand. You can give me an animal handling check.
Me too.
Is
You're
it
trying-
safe?
You're trying to touch it, yeah?
Yeah, of course I am. It's
Uh-oh.
an animal. This is exactly how I'm expecting it to go. Yeah.
Okay, Irina, it tries to bite you, but it doesn't seem like it has any teeth. So it just kind of noms. You know what I mean? Like, it just,
Gums you.
yeah, it just gums you. Tries to pull your hand, and you actually feel a heat rising up in its mouth. And yeah, it seems like there's little flames kicking up at the back of its mouth.
I send like a little bit of kind of warmth into my hands, like I'm about to cast bonfire.
Bonfire.
Like bonfire, like I'm about to, but like just to bring enough heat to my hand to be like, see, I'm a friend. I can do this too.
It heats up the mouth, and them being kind of cold-blooded, but not. They actually seem to enjoy it a little bit. Yeah, it lets go of your hand, that's for sure. And like positions its scales so that you can perhaps heat up the rest of its body.
He wants to be
As for Elias, it kind of looks at you, it's sniffing around. You've not got it to be still, that's for sure, but it seems to be sniffing around as if it can smell some sort of food on you, perhaps.
What it might eat.
Yeah, maybe it smells bread on you or something.
Shall I try and give it a ration? I'll try and give it a ration.
Okay.
Some rations.
All right, so you offer it a ration. It does snatch it up and begins to sort of scuttle away with it in its mouth. Sort of drags it across the floor, half in, half out.
Yeah.
And it disappears through one of like the little windows in these ruined buildings, and you can just hear it kind of like nomming on that.
Oh.
Meanwhile, the other Igniguana is enjoying a nice little hot pack.
I'm just gonna sort of turn to Andy and go like, "Do we have any of that cake we made?"
And then she dives into and pulls out a lint-covered handful of cake.
Mystery magic cake,
Oh no! Find the
which I don't
table
have
for
the
this.
raw table for anymore, so it's probably mundane at this point. Just moldy cake.
It might have
Seems
gone
like
off.
the day. I don't know. It could probably be used as a weapon at this point.
Alright.
If I painted a plate full of meat, would it appear with the pigments?
Yeah, but it might taste like paint,
That's
not food.
that's a fair point.
Did you want to feed them a piece of cake, Andy, or are you gonna not poison them? It's up to you.
I don't think that would be a good idea because she kind of like inspects it and think I probably shouldn't be holding this in my
Yeah.
hand.
I
True.
wonder if they speak any languages of use.
Hmm.
If I message them. I'll try it anyway.
There is no discernible, intelligible voice from them. They do indeed seem just like small
They're just
beast
pets.
slash elemental creatures. You're not sure which ones they are, but
They're just pets.
just pets. They're
They're
not
just
pets.
pets.
They're wild lizards, clearly. But
You
they
said
do
that
live
about
in-
the Grimishkas, and they were great.
Yeah, but were they
Still
tamed?
running rampant in the city.
Yeah, were they really tamed? That's the question.
I'm gonna kind of like dig a tiny little hole somewhere if I can find somewhere that I can dig a tiny little hole. Bury the last of the cake, and then I'll use prestidigitation to clean my hands up. I can't say it. Okay.
I know the
Prestidigitation, thank you.
feeling.
Everyone's the same. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Nonetheless, the iguana seems to try and perhaps dig up the cake a little bit. They seem interested.
By all means, if you want to eat it, then go ahead. But yeah, my hands still feel really icky, even though she's just cleaned them.
They probably do take a sniff of it. Let's see if they're smart enough. Yeah, they get a good smell of perhaps the gone off cake, and they're like they let out little smokes of little plumes out of their nostrils.
For sure, I
As
am
if to clean
definitely
out
saying
something.
that we shouldn't do this, but my brain went there. If you prestidigitated the gunpowder I had, we could
No,
blow one of these up.
No,
let's not do that.
no.
That was Jamie talking, not Elias.
Oh.
Jamey, no.
I think Houdini might turn on her if she blew up a lizard, considering it's
Jamie,
another
yes.
reptile, and Houdini's a reptile.
I
I
just
think she
imagine.
might end up being choked in her sleep.
I just imagine it like just inflating. Anyway,
Speaking of Houdini, I think I probably should feed her. It's been a while.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Don't
little
they like the lemon sherbet thingies? Because that's
Yeah.
why it was in the tree, right?
Yeah, I did collect some of those, didn't I? So I'll get
rocks
one or
don't
two of
eat
those.
anything. I don't think.
barrel.
Do pet rocks eat anything in D&D?
Yeah, there's Houdini.
They eat scissors.
We seem to have almost a similar white scale, tone to the.
Albinism. It's the lack of sunlight.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
it.
Green.
The lack of sunlight is clearly making all these creatures
Indeed.
white.
Andi wouldn't know that.
No.
But
We know pet rocks eat stuff. Lumpy.
They eat scissors, I told you.
Hmm. They just vibrate and grind stuff down.
You mustn't use them as a paperweight. I hate paper.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Apparently iguanas don't eat meat. They eat. They're for
What is-
herbivores.
These
Well,
are
I-
They'll occasionally
iguanas.
eat insects. Oh, wait.
Yeah, they're
yeah, they will
iguanas.
do.
They
My
like to
ration
char grill their meat.
my rations were bread.
Kesh'an is going to cool down. Are they safe?
They're
So
kind of like hairless cat.
That's weird.
wait,
Fire,
are you saying if we shave Kesh'an, he would look like one of those? And I don't know why I went into that accent.
So,
I will beat you up.
Oh, don't worry, they don't have any teeth.
so what are we
Right.
doing with this sword over here?
Well, it's probably too big for any of us to actually wield. I kind of want it for my
No.
collection, but
How big is this sword?
Yeah, it is gigantic. It's probably a
Measured it
sword.
by me! Measured it by me!
It's
I
about
don't think you even come up to like half its size.
4 or 5 Andys long.
Yeah, if you stood at the exact place, Andy, and I drew a picture, it would look like you were tall enough to hold the sword.
Yes, let's do it.
do you know, wouldn't it be awesome if we could take this with us and attach it to the front of the airship and use it like a battering ram in the future?
That's quite cool, actually. I really like that idea.
I don't
we
know how
do
we
that?
transport it home, but that
Um,
would be pretty dang cool. Have it like what were they? You had the guns with like the blade on the end.
The gun blade.
Have it on the like the prow
bayonet.
of the ship.
The
Knock,
bayonet
knock!
of the ship.
Giant
Oh,
bayonet.
Yeah,
Bayonet.
Yeah.
Harpoon.
it'd be like,
or a harpoon.
dragons. This time we have a weapon for you.
Cannon for it.
Do you
Do you
actually
think-
have
Back
a
to the
dragon sword?
topic.
How wide is it? Do you think we'd be able to fit it in the bag of holding?
No.
Measured by me!
You could try, but it is stuck in the sword. Sorry, it's like the sword in the stone at the moment.
Like Elias is all about this right now, so I'm going to turn into a T-Rex and try and pull. Well, no, a giant monk ape and try and pull it out.
Okay. I mean, you have methods of
Guys?
moving stone, but sure. All right, if you want to do that, you can do that.
I am. I'm all about this right now.
Okay.
I'm
give me...
standing well back because
It-
I'm imagining something's going to happen when he pulls it out.
It's
Kesh'an
not.
has also stood on top of it.
It's not
Uh,
even his ship, and he is all about this.
give me a-
Kesh'an is going to keep an eye out because we're still in danger place at the moment.
Yeah, true.
Probably.
All right, so you cast
I'm
polymorph,
gonna go hide in
transform
here. I'm gonna
into.
bring Andi with me.
Can I-
Yes, yeah, she's coming with you.
Can I just try and hide in the shadows while this is happening?
Yes. You can hide. Grabbing a giant 8 stat block. Okay, there we go.
I don't know which. I should have gone T-Rex, but well.
But a T-Rex wouldn't be able
Well-
to pull it. T-Rex doesn't have arms. But
Yeah.
Hurley does.
Well, it does.
He grabs it with its teeth and then swings it about like Sif from Dark Souls.
As it happens, it looks like you're at the right size proportionally to wield this thing, and with your hand getting a firm grip around the hilt, I'm actually going to give you advantage on the strength check to actually yank it out. So go ahead, roll strength with advantage.
Straight strength or athletics.
Yeah, you haven't got athletics. You're not
got
trained in
athletics.
what?
They have proficiency in
Oh my god, they
athletics.
have proficiency. All right, go ahead. Yeah, roll that then.
That's amazing. I
Did
didn't
not
even know
realize
they had.
I didn't know gorillas lifted. 19? It's getting there. If only you had one more little oomph, perhaps. It seems like this hasn't been pushed into the stone, but rather the stone itself has been molded around it, and this has just been left inside. Someone, obviously a Dao, likely, to store their sword, has just put it in in the ground and then used rock to form around it. And as you're pulling it out, it's stuck, but you can feel some give.
I'm going again.
You're going again. All right. Give it
It's-
another shot.
it-
You're
it-
almost there.
It's a bit looser.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's enough by far. Finally, using your foot to sort of steady on the rock, you have to go for an overhand grip and pull it out that way. And sure enough, it cracks the stone as you pull it out, almost like the sword itself shattered it. And as you pull it out, you're almost stumbling backwards, nearly falling on Egbert there.
Egbert's with me.
Okay.
I can't drag him.
All right. You can see this thing is ginormous, but if you're asking, can it fit in the bag of holding? The hilt probably wouldn't fit through, but the blade itself might just be wide enough or narrow enough to fit in there, but the hilt definitely not.
So
And the hill is probably going to be like 3 foot tall.
We could
Yeah.
just commission one to get made when we
I mean,
get out of here.
polymorph lasts an hour, right?
yeah,
That's
I'm
right.
going to be using the sword for an hour as a giant ape.
Okay, fair enough.
Whatever this attack block it is for the
That's
sword.
kind of cool.
Like the picture that I just put into the chat, Roll Storycast chat.
Oh man.
Fuck's sake.
That's one of the cards that I got today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's on one of the cards I got.
No way. Which one?
Wow.
Well, right.
Let's find out what goes with this illustration, shall we?
That's incredible.
Right.
Natural response. It's an instant card.
Is it? What does it do?
What does
Jokes.
it do?
Counter target blue instant spell. It's not got a lot to it, but I was like, hey, it's the same picture.
But it could counter a counter spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Pretty cool.
Elias, this way.
Like,
I
I
just
have a
gotta get
great
a.
sword.
You have got a greatsword, but in addition to that, because it's two categories larger, it means it doubles and then triples the damage dice for it. So rather than doing 2d6, it's 66. Yeah,
That's
I think that's how large weapons work in 5e. Oversized weapons, yeah.
What is it? Does how much?
66.
While large.
execute order 66. Find this.
Yeah. Right, so a maul that does 2d6, a large maul would do 46, and then a huge would do 66. So yeah, this is us. That works. Cool. And there is actually a feat I invented that's called Titan's Grip that allows you to be proficient and wield oversized weapons.
Wasn't in Pathfinder? Wasn't it called like Monkey Grip?
Monkey Grip.
Yeah.
That's right, Monkey Grip.
Hey,
All
it's
right.
perfect.
Right, Elias, speaker, have you got that stone?
I have.
Right,
Yeah.
let's go get the next one quickly and
Curious creatures.
Oh crap!
Indeed.
How'd you be stealthy as a giant ape with a sword?
You're also our silence caster.
Oh crap! I didn't think about this.
Though I do
didn't.
now want to see the giant ape versus that big construct, and in my head it's like King Kong versus Mechagodzilla.
So we want to go over to this one here, don't we?
Yep.
Okay.
I should have done polymorph on someone else.
Yeah, you could have polymorphed Karius. He loves weapons. Like literally, that seems to have become a feature of Karius. He collects weapons now. He's got like 2 glaives, a scythe, and a overly large flail.
Let me see if I can give you permission on Egbert. Okay, you should be able to move Egbert now, I think.
Yeah, maybe I should drop this and give it to someone else
Yeah.
because I'm also the healer.
But that's a
He's
waste
got no
of
vision, but
that's a waste of a 4th level.
It is. It is.
And it'd be a waste of a second 4th level.
Yeah.
Just
but
keep it
I
for
also-
now.
Yeah, I don't want to drop the sword. It's just too cool of an image to let go.
Alright. Karius
where are
is
you
just
going?
Karius
I
is
don't
just
know.
keeping an eye on this entranceway because it looks like it does go down. So he's making
Yeah,
sure
there is a
nothing.
tunnel. Strange stone cacti seem to populate this tunnel. Some of them are even growing on the ceiling that kind of almost resemble stalactites. But you can tell with their rounded ends, they're definitely more of the plant-like than stone. But
This one doesn't look buried. It just kind of looks like it's floating.
it is floating, yes. Which is good for Zyobits and the speaker. They simply add it to their collection.
How many
Without
that
having
put
to-
us on now? 5? 4 or 5?
Yep. Should be
Okay.
5.
Which means we need 3 more. I can
Think-
see 2 on the map.
But
Yeah.
1, 2,
There
3,
and there.
4.
There might be one further up, but we
Um,
don't know. I'm gonna start moving on.
I'm just gonna have
Okay.
a. Karius is just taking a quick dip check down this tunnel, making
You
sure.
want to check? Okay. Give me a perception check. It is very dark,
Yeah.
and it's sort of littered with these cacti, kind of making it almost into a little forest here. 7. Okay. It is so far, even for your dark vision, you can't quite see all the way to the end, but there is, for a moment, something reflected in the light of that crystal that sort of shines down here. And what you see is something akin to like this. 2 little pinpricks reflecting in the crystal.
Mm, possibly be careful with that one. I can see 2 things reflecting the light of it. They almost look like eyes, but so that might be that something's watching it. Maybe save that one for last. It's almost too easy.
Which one? Do you want me to take a look?
Yeah, you've got better vision than me. Just down here, I thought I saw something.
Let me.
Eirina with their sight beyond sight.
Sure. It's just at the moment when you feel another tremor and boom from a distance.
Oopsies, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
And at that point, Eirina, as you're looking down, you don't seem to see the same 2 dots that Karius saw. Either the
See
tremor
anything?
scared it off, or you're not able to see it.
I don't see anything.
Hmm.
Maybe it's just a reflection or something.
Maybe I was just seeing things, or
Could be a reflection of your armor.
maybe. I'll
Guys, I found another one.
I'll guard this tunnel whilst you get that one speaker, and then we'll move on.
I have it already.
Excellent.
I'm ready.
Alright, let's continue then.
Okay.
I see another one up ahead as well.
Okay. So the speaker is. This one is also sort of levitating, and he just adds it to the ever growing collection around him. Up ahead, you see the same sort of crystals again. These ones incredibly large, probably too large to be able to transport back out the same tunnel you came. Though around them, there's these giant craters as well.
Almost like they resonated and like blasted apart nearby. Maybe?
Potentially.
Huh.
They do seem to have some sort of innate magical power about them. This glow.
But it looks like there's another small one over there, which would bring us up to 6.
Ah. Yes. I'll get that one. Zybits and Speaker begin hovering over there.
Don't see any. Cash is just sort of scouting about, making
Yeah,
sure there's.
Kesh'an's gonna do the same.
Okay. We're kind of spreading out in this ginormous cavern. This is the biggest one you've come across so far. And in the very center of it, this crystal atop another stalagmite, a huge crater has just beamed around it. Karius, as you go into this section, there's almost like these steps. They're very kind of square-like in protrusion. There's something about it, it doesn't quite look natural. It looks more like actual steps have been stamped out into the rock. And same with you, Kesh'an, as you're stepping up that bit.
Kesh'an's gonna...
Go on.
Kesh'an's gonna climb to one of the top of the stalagmites and just try and get a 360 view. Just strain his eyes into the darkness to keep an eye out.
Okay, you can give me a perception check.
13.
The cavern is so massive that it's hard to see all the way into the small recesses. Though you're looking up higher to the ceiling, at the very least, and you can tell where the roof is. These gigantic, jagged stalactites aiming down. They threaten to probably pierce you if they were to fall from the ceiling. And there are a great number of tremors that are echoing out in the deep right now, constantly.
Just out of curiosity, those are right above the crystals that we're trying to gather, aren't they?
Yeah, there is actually. Yeah.
Speaker,
Yes.
I have an idea.
Okay.
It might make some noise though, so it depends on how quiet we're trying to be in this place.
Oh, I'm all ears.
I point up to the stalagmite in the center.
You wish to shatter the crystal?
Would it give you the pieces that you need?
Aha. There is certainly an abundance.
I could give it a go.
Before you do that, can I just, because I think it's a bit odd that these ones have craters around them. I want to check that these haven't been put here deliberately. Or if there's a reason these have been half dug out and then left. So let me just check it's safe first.
I'm wondering if it is that they've been half dug out, or if when there's been tremors in the past, if it's literally blasted apart the floor.
Or they came out from the floor.
Maybe.
Quite happy if you did the stalagmite thing, but I just want to make sure it's safe first.
No, of course. I felt
All
that.
right. Eirina, how are you making sure it's safe?
So if it's come out of the ground, then it would be like properly rooted in. And there'd be evidence of like crystal chips and shards and things like that, kind of like within the bedrock beneath, not necessarily all in one place. It would be across it, like a geode, basically. So some of it would be connected, not necessarily directly, but within the ground.
I guess it'll more come out rather than fall in.
So you're looking around the kind of base of the crystal.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can give me an investigation check this time, as you try to
I'd like to also check for sort of signs of it being dug at. So, like, if the crater is not a natural crater, there'd probably be some evidence of like harm done or damage done.
Like scars from tools and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Archaeology things.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
can't
cool.
word today.
Okay, give
Can't
me
word.
an investigation check. And you get right to the very edge of the crater and sort of peer down.
You doing the Indiana Jones theme
would.
tune. I put on Nash's hat as well as I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just playing Indiana Jones as you're doing this.
That's 21.
It is a 21. All right. From what you've been told, that these crystals can resonate at extremely powerful levels. It seems the bigger the crystal, the bigger the amplification of that sound, because the crater has definitely been blasted outwards. This hasn't been dug. This has been pushed away from the center, and it seems as though the crystals are powerful enough to resonate at a frequency that shatters rock and stone. Which, now that you realize we're collecting a lot of them, you look back at the speaker and he's got all these crystals floating around him. You place
They
those.
have been making a noise, haven't they?
They have, yeah. He's ringing them to make them levitate, but you realize that if he's definitely not lying when he says that if you place these at specific like ley lines, fissures, you could literally crack entire sections of Earth. These are incredibly powerful crystals. They have something has triggered them from an earlier time. The ground itself now seems quite old, like it isn't a recent blast. You can tell some of the rock is sort of, it's not dusted, right? It's now solid rock. Whenever this went off, it was a while ago. And you can tell that as well because of the stalagmites surrounding it, which would have easily been blasted away from the same impact.
If I take, I'm gonna pick up like a decent sized rock, and I'm gonna step quite a ways back, and then I'm gonna throw it at the crystal. I should make sure it doesn't have a wave reaction.
If it just goes right back at you.
Just thinking of the glowing stones in Atlantis. When they
Oh,
hit the
those are cool.
portal starts going.
Yeah, you hit it, and there's a slight delay, but immediate, like a split second later, there is like a boom, like a loud chime, like glass-like chime that booms from it as well, and it's so loud. In fact, it echoes off of the sides of this cavern as well.
If only there was a way that amplify my violin using some kind of power source, connecting it to some kind of, I don't know, sound thing. Electric violins, connect them to an amp, boom.
Yeah, the acoustics in here would be amazing.
So
I don't recommend the stalactite move, just considering I pebble.
Well, I mean, if we get far enough back, and it allows me to try out my new toy.
also, Andy, how do you, if you got a really skilled craftsman, do you think that a violin out of these would work? Because they have that sort of resonant frequency. Crystal violin.
Maybe, but I'm quite happy with my wooden one.
Oh no, your dad wants one.
That's true.
The voice of your father echoes in your mind. But Andy, what about my crystal violin?
I don't think he realizes how bad the sound quality may be. It could sound pretty, but it also could sound very.
There's a time and place to use this, and this is the time.
So if
it
they
sort of sounded like nails on a chalkboard.
What if it was made of wood, but then crystal on the outside?
That's quite cool.
or
There was
another.
a way of fusing wood and crystal together, maybe, but not purely crystal. I don't think.
That would be really heavy.
If these respond to a resonant frequency in that sort of way, if you could get these set up right and you work with them, maybe attune to them like we do with magic items, they could maybe work as some sort of amplification for an instrument. You know, you play your instrument and they resonate and amplify the effect.
I'm going to throw my chakram now. Everybody run!
Run!
Oh my god.
Karius sort of
Okay.
considers this, and he's just like, "You do realize you might bring down the whole cave on us, right?"
If you're aiming for like this stalactite here, just give me a check with your chakram.
Speak
Yeah,
with
sure.
my bits and
You're
just
kind of
drag
aiming-
them back.
Like aiming for one of the thinner, sharper looking ones
As in, like,
directly above it.
just roll.
Yeah, just roll.
I'm going to start running for an exit.
Yep.
And see if you can click attack in the chat.
I just want to say, guys, Cameron says he's really sorry, but also I'm so excited. 23.
Oh, you aim it perfectly. The one that sits in between this geode, you reckon that if you aim for that one, it falls and splits them into three, and you hit it perfectly at the right angle so that it slices without knocking it and toppling it. It just clean cut straight through the rock, and as soon as you do that, the chakram comes spinning back, and before it's
As
even
soon
reached your grip, you see the stalactite.
I
Falling.
dive and I use all my movement to just get behind a rock and
Yeah.
just duck.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The speaker is gonna stay with the giant monkey.
I already said that I grabbed them both and just legged it.
Okay, cool.
Everybody down!
Lord. Well, you did this.
M before
Okay.
TPK.
How did we die? You brought down the whole Earth plane on us.
Tom brought down the house.
There is a shattering chime this time as the crystal splits into pieces, exploding outwards. There's almost like multiple resonating going on, but they're resonating off each other, and it only gets louder and louder. As I need everyone probably to roll a Constitution saving throw.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, of course.
I got a
That's-
14.
That's a terrible con save for me with my +8.
Okay. So most people are far enough away from the blast. They see this. They see this coming. They know what's about to happen. So you don't take any damage. But Eirina, Kesh'an, I think Andi. Yep. No, Andy's okay.
I
Tackler's
thought I
okay.
had proficiency in combat. I forgot.
So basically,
Strength, Dex, and Wisdom you've got.
Yeah.
looks
Not
like
up
everyone
this
but Tackler and Andy are deafened. For how long? We don't know. That was incredibly loud as it splits and shatters. They resonate. Reaches a point where your eardrums just pop.
You got tinnitus.
Yeah, it's just a
I actually have
ringing.
tinnitus. It sucks.
Even after the dust settles, there's still a ringing in your ears. And worse than that, the only people who can hear now being Andy and Tackler. Where is Tackler? Over there.
Plays with me.
Okay.
Who
Tackler
also
and
has
Andy.
tremor sense.
Oh yeah, you hear tremors for sure coming right from Andy's direction, and Andy, you hear it behind you, the churning of earth, it being blended to pieces. This crack in the wall suddenly breaks. You think at first from the resonation, but then you see it burst outwards, and you realize that's no earthquake.
The sad part is, if I
Oh,
wasn't
no.
a giant ape, that would have been a 21.
You see Kesh'an crawl back to the top of the stalagmite, looking over his chaos he's caused, and he just goes.
I need everyone
You see Andy obviously cursing and swearing and having a go at you, but of course you can't hear it right now.
Yeah, I just think she's cheering me. It's like, yeah!
I'm gonna need everyone to roll initiative.
She flips you the birds and just.
For some reason in my head, all I got with Kesh'an looking at the stalactite situation was that bit in The Simpsons. Old man yells at cloud. initiative.
Oh,
Oh,
why is
that's
one of them on it as well?
Once again, I'm really sorry. I thought it would be deleted.
Oh, there is an abundance of crystals. You accomplished that for sure.
Not-
The
yeah.
bad thing is it definitely
Just
made a
put it
loud
there.
enough
Yeah.
noise to attract something. Let's roll
What
NPCs.
the fuck is that?
That is a
Oh.
Sarthak worm.
Hopefully,
Yep.
hopefully it
Oh.
won't make too much difference in terms of the other things because they're already hearing explosions while they're fighting.
I mean,
So,
one of them has been rolled onto initiative, which worries me.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what?
Yep.
And that's not
Yep.
one of the ones we've faced before, which suggests one of the walking fortresses is going to turn up.
So the speaker is. Oh god, I could have rolled for the speaker as well because he's kind of deafened.
And Zybits.
Yeah, let's do them too. Zybits is deafened.
I'm going to say, for the speaker, would it potentially be amplified because he already has the crystal?
They are made of crystal. Yeah, it's true. But that's in a weird way. They can resonate with it rather than have it be resisted against your eardrums, I guess. In any case, I think only the Zybits is okay. The speaker is deafened. It needs to say. It's just saying like, we need to get those crystals and leave, but no one can hear them. It's just like this. So we're gonna start at the top of the round with him. He just sort of begins to hover towards the crystals, trying to retrieve them quickly, knowing
Why
that
do I-
something's about to go down.
Why do I see the speaker as being like C3PO?
He sort of is almost a little bit emotionless. Cybits is with him at the top as well, so they're going to move in tandem to go collect those crystals. Quite a way though, it's like a lot of distance. Karius, you hear like Taklo telepathically telling you on your left, and you see the wall burst outwards. This gigantic set of teeth, part of a larger creature that's still protruding through the wall, but you can't see the full form of it yet, and it lets out this terrible roar. And yeah, what do you do?
Well, Garrus is charged forward on his glaive 50 feet. What do I do? It's too... Looking at it, it's a huge creature, right? Not a
you,
large.
crap.
Yes, it is. It's a huge creature.
Okay, let's... I didn't want to have to bring this stuff out and use spells, but... Hold still.
Oh, succeeds
Damn it!
with an 18. It will not be held. In fact, it wriggles and you see it burst through. The size of it matches the tunnels that you were walking down this entire time. And the creature this big, you realize you're only trying to hold the head, and its jaws seem to they seem to clench up a little bit. But when its full form emerges, you realize you're just holding like its hand at this point.
Okay, and
It's
as part of casting that, I'm going to use my bonus action to move another 10 feet towards it with that ability I have. I'm basically readying myself to be the wall whilst the rest gather stuff up.
oh my god, you're mad. Okay, let's see if you can tank this thing.
I don't think I can, but I'm going to try.
The coming face to face with it, then you stand your ground, waiting for the others to get the crystals and get out, perhaps.
How do I end
Egg.
that lightning-y sort of thing on it?
Do you want Tackler to do anything?
No, Taklo's gonna probably he'll sit over there and keep an eye on things. End effect sequencer. There it is.
I got it. I got it. All right, Tackler is with you. Elias.
Well, in my 4 turns it would take to even get over there. I guess I will just stick with the speaker for now.
Good shout.
Because there's literally nothing else I can do, and I'm not even going to make it to the battle.
All right, you catch up to them. Then, in that case, that's fine. This chamber is ginormous. Andi,
Yes.
you get showered with debris and pebbles that this thing has just burst from, and you hear its roar in full volume right behind you.
I'm right by Eirina, so I'm literally, at first, I tried to communicate with her verbally that follow me, run, whatever. When that doesn't work, because she gives me weird looks, because she can't hear me, I'm just going to kind of like yank her coat, point in a direction, and I'm going to start running towards the direction Kesh'an is in.
Okay, Kesh'an is quite a distance away, but you can start running.
I won't drag her with me, because of course then she can use her movement and do what she wants, but I'm kind of gesturing, go this way.
Alright, so that's 30. And then if you're dashing, perhaps another 30. There's a large stalactite in the way, you'll have to either go around or... Okay, and then you want a bonus action dash again? You can go another 30?
I'll use everything to move, yeah.
Yep, alright.
I need to get over to Kesh'an, basically.
You do create a very large distance between you and the worm, so you feel safe for now, but there is also still a loud thumping, tremoring noise. I'm not sure whether that's the creature's tail or if there's another one, but you can hear something like boom, boom, boom. Anyway, Eirina.
Yeah, I'm gonna do as gestured. And I'm gonna go. That's. Oh, sorry, I'm still got both of them selected.
Oh.
So I've just moved Andi by mistake.
That's okay.
If I look up above this crystal, do there happen to be any more stalactites?
There is one. It's a little bit off center, but you reckon with your what's it called? You've got a particular type of Eldritch Blast, haven't you?
I do. I have Eldritch Sniper, as I call it.
I thought you had one that actually pushes or pulls.
It what? Sorry.
I might be thinking of something else. I thought you had one that like repels or pulls.
I have one that pulls.
There you go. Well, that's what I'm talking about. That stalactite that's off center. If you hit it and pulled it at the same time, you could probably get it to line up.
Okay.
See that one?
If you're thinking what I think you're thinking, I like what you're thinking.
Yeah. The only problem is I don't know how fast this thing travels, and it needs to be like Karius needs to get out of the way, and there's a lot of factors before I can actually trigger it. And my turn isn't for another while yet.
Oh, mommy, come here, boy.
You've got a good ring.
I'm already deafened. I'm gonna stay where I am, and I'm gonna hold the Eldritch Blast until the right moment, and then set it off.
Okay. All right. Kesh'an, you're up. You're deaf. I can't tell you any more information.
Oh, bear with me. Sorry, food. So, I am going to use my movement, feline agility, and bonus.
Wow. Okay. All right.
To get there.
To you.
I'm actually kind of tempted to dump the action as well. Yeah, I'm gonna dump the action. Just getting. Oh, first of all, I'm assuming that I feel a tremor and I look over towards it and see what's happening.
You definitely see it this time.
Yeah,
At this point, yeah, 100%.
So I just semi-meted then. So just wanted to clarify.
I'm just checking.
Moving around.
Karius isn't giving off any light, are they?
Apart from maybe briefly when he cast the spell, no.
Okay. In that case, then you feel the tremors. You can't see the worm, but you definitely see a shower of debris and rock that just sort of burst in that direction. So you can see it sort of all splayed out across the floor.
I guess in that case, Kesh'an probably would have. Well, he saw the Andi and Eirina running in that direction, and obviously after that blast, he can't hear anything, can't see
Yeah.
anything, and just sees debris in that direction.
That's it.
Yeah, I'll use that.
That's fine. I'm just letting you know the worm is still a little bit obscured as well. Okay, Karius, you're
Yep.
actually insane. This worm creature finally pulls the rest of its body out and then sort of rears up like a cobra, looks down at you, and you look up at it. This terrifying primal creature opens up its jaws and brings them down on top of you, almost looking to swallow the earth along with you. Here it comes. 23 to hit.
Wow.
Yeah, the dex save is also a fail as you are swallowed. You are blinded and restrained. You have total cover against attacks. And at the start of each of its turns, you take bludgeoning damage and acid damage as you're going to be digested. So all of that damage, it's not all the bite.
Yeah, so 12 of that, or 4d6 of that, the last 16 is technically would be at the beginning of the next turn.
That's right.
But
for now,
I'll
we'll
just say I took
leave
it.
the damage for now, unless you get out. That's going to be the full damage next turn. Everyone who can see him, Eirina, I think, is the only one. You just saw Karius get swallowed whole, ground and all as well. And it's going to move into its face a little bit there.
Eirina thinks she's not really saying it, but she's like, why am I not surprised?
Okay. That's it. Its turn's done. I'm going to take something else's go now. And don't think anyone can see it, nor can anyone hear it. So that's it. As Zivitz gets a little bit closer with the speaker, I'm just going to move your monkey a second. Alright, they hover over to the crystals and they begin piecing together the shards and hovering them above. And the speaker says, but no one really can hear, nor can he, I have enough crystals. I will begin my return unless it is unsafe, which it is, but Zivitz is actually not deafened and is like trying to communicate with him. Okay, let's go to Karius.
Right, so let's do this.
You're blinded and restrained.
Which means I have disadvantage against it on hitting it, right?
Yeah.
Right,
You feel yourself all crunched up. The insides of the creature are not fleshy. They're more like rock. You're not sure if this thing is really even a beast. It feels more like you're inside an elemental crushing you.
Well.
But the burning sensation is getting closer and closer as you fall further and further down its gullet.
Okay.
There is something of an acrid smell down there.
Oh, also, no, actually, I'm not going with that. But let's. Oh, where's the feature gone? And 2 sorcery points. No, transmuted is the one I wanted. Not quickened. 1 sorcery point. Okay. Considering this appears to be earthy and stuff, let's see if this works. As Karius points up and he's gonna cast
Thunderbolt.
Yep.
Oh, that'll do it.
Oh.
succeeds on
somehow
it. So...
rolled a net 20, and it succeeded. I don't know how it succeeds. It takes
Well,
saving it.
it takes... So it takes half of that. No, actually, no, that's not set up right. There's more damage to it. Because all of those ones are 2, so it's technically 23. What's that half?
Can I ask, are you turning this into thunder damage?
Yes.
Ouch.
Oh no, but then it's not. That's why, because I only get elemental depth and lightning. That's what it is. So yeah, that's thunder damage. But I have cast a spell, so not only does it take half of the 21, which would be what, 12?
No, it takes 21.
Because it's doubled, and it will also it's also going to take another 12 thunder damage due to the Heart of the Storm feature, which activates.
Which makes it 24 damage.
No, well, it would be 6, so I doubled those 12. So altogether, it's 33 damage from inside.
Oh, right. So, yeah, you immediately realize that thunder cracks and blasts the rock outwards, creating a space for you to actually move your arms a moment. It might even blast through the whole creature and regurgitate. Let's see. Do you want to do anything else in your turn?
Well, that's my action, my bonus act. Oh wait, I haven't used my bonus action. I'm just reading how its thing works. More, 20 damage or more on a single turn. Okay.
We're going to see if it regurgitates at the end of your turn.
Okay, then let's up that damage a little from inside it, as Karius will quicken a spell, as he is basically, I think, more not trying to be clever, he's just maybe panicking a little, being swallowed, as he is going to clap his hands together.
Yeah.
Thunderclap.
Yeah, this time it has failed, I believe. Or
Nope, it passed again.
Oh, it passed because it's con, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, which it definitely seems to be pretty strong on. But is it thunder damage, right?
Yeah, but it's a cantrip. No damage.
Okay, unlucky. In that case, though, the constant booming inside of its gullet starts to make it sort of retch, regurgitate. It definitely lifts its head out of the earth and sort of flails it back and forth. We're going to see at the end of your turn, it fails this save.
Yes!
Failed. And immediately,
nice.
That horrible retching noise starts happening. And sure enough, out spills a Karius onto the floor. And I'm going to give you back those, was it 12 hit points?
Yeah. No, let me just double check. It was on its thing. It was 16.
Okay, I'll give you a bit more.
Yeah. Ha.
There you go. Before you hit the acid in the stomach, you are regurgitated to safety, and you fall prone on the floor, right about there, where the worm was. Nice, well done. Okay, that's your go.
Yep.
Taklo. Taklo's on your shoulder, like, what did I just witness?
No, Taklo is over by the little entranceway, and
okay,
with his tremor sense, can he hear anything coming?
Not from there, no.
Okay, he's gonna move. There, and then I'm just to there, just sort of sitting there, keeping an eye on things. He's still
doesn't look like there's anything coming down that tunnel.
He's just out of range of Karius, so I'm actually going to move him back just a little bit rather than being that far forward.
Okay.
So
and Elias.
I move to there and end my turn because that's a dash.
That is a dash. I'm afraid this cavern is gigantic. You chose to split out, but
I was protecting the speaker.
Yeah, the speaker looks safe-ish for now.
So I'll keep protecting the speaker. Also, I'm a monkey now, so no dark vision.
There is
So,
vision. Yeah, you can see
I
the
can see the
crystal giving up a
crystals.
lot of light. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it. I can't
You
see
have
anywhere.
monkey vision.
Yeah, I can't see anything in between, so I don't know what's happening to Karius.
Mm.
And I can
What-
just about see Andi on the outskirts, and Eirina over by that crystal, and that's about it. I don't know where Kesh'an's gone.
Kesh'an just ran past Andi.
Yeah.
Let's go to Andy's go now.
Well, how much can she actually really see? Because I know we've got glowing crystals around, and I personally can see a decent amount of the map. But
That is
she
what
actually
you
see
can
on here?
see. As
Well, no,
in
the
terms of-
selection she can see is what Eirina can see at the moment, but it won't change when I click on Andi.
Won't it?
No.
Does it not darken some areas?
No, it did before, but it's kind of stuck at the moment.
Okay, that's odd. Try
Yeah,
dragging a square. Just
I
to
can-
select. Yeah, you've got both selected. That's why. Just try
Yeah, but
dragging.
it won't turn off. This is what I'm saying.
Okay, I
It's
got.
stuck.
So click the token tool. Click select tokens and just drag a box. Not over any tokens. Just drag a box. Okay, now try and click Andy.
Okay,
And
there
now
we go.
there you go. That's
Okay.
just to deselect the tokens.
Right, I can't see it an awful lot, but I know that there's something down that way.
Oh yeah.
You,
You felt it. You heard it.
you probably
can still hear it.
briefly saw a streak of glowing sound come out of it because it was a
That's true.
thunderbolt.
There was like a flash of something for a moment, illuminating where it was.
And just remind me, Kesh'an, what you can't see this thing yet, or do you know it's there?
Sean can hear it and knows the general direction where it is, but he can't see the creature.
So all I've seen so far is just kind of like a burst of like rubble and stuff. I've run over to you and have mimed, "Are you okay?" effectively.
She kind of mimes an okay back. Now let's see how good charades is, because of course he can't hear her. So she's gonna kind of mime like she's putting like a gurney face and got like clawed hands like monster. Points in direction, and then points up to the ceiling where there's like stalactites and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she then kind of like mimes a kaboom and up there, kind of gestures of like them showering down on the monster.
Wait there. Sean puts his thumbs up.
And she kind of like points at him like, "Can you do that?" And she does like a thumbs up.
And he's gone.
He's running off.
She can't really do a lot
Yeah.
that's going to be able to help the situation, but she's like, "If you can do that,"
I would maybe find yourself some cover.
yeah, and then she's going to kind of like run off to find cover.
I'm just gonna put some more lights around the map because when the crystal shattered, it littered bits of it everywhere around the cavern. So it's widened the vision. Still not enough where the worm is, but it's definitely giving you more of the cave. So you can see about that much. And all these little glowing fragments are just laying on the strewn around the ground. Is there anything else you want to do? Is that it?
Yeah, she's just going to find cover, and that's it.
Eirina,
You're technically taking the hide action.
Yes.
you do still hear that loud thump, thump, thump sound.
Where is it coming from?
That's a good question.
Oh no, I'm deaf.
That's why I've not told anyone else. Just
Well-
Andy can hear this loud thumping noise. But there's a lot going on right now, so can't tell the exact direction yet. Unless you wanted to say spend an action to do it. But Eirina, you're up.
Okay. I can't really do anything while Karius is in the way. How aggressive does Mr. Worm look?
Oh, it looks like it's just coughed up a sicky meal, but it's still very hungry. It is roaring. It is about to probably go for another bite. And seeing his Karius is on the ground this time might make it even easier to hit him.
Yeah, are there any stalactites above Mr. Chewy?
Yeah, sure.
I'm not in
Mr.
a position. All I can do is see if I can break those with the Eldritch Blasts. If it starts to land on Karius, pull any of the biggies away from him as they land.
Right, with like secondary beams sort of thing.
Yeah, also
do
the
not-
10 feet pull. I could, if anything accidentally goes to aim for Karius rather than the worm, I can pull it
Okay.
so he's
Sure.
out of too much danger.
I hope you got
Okay.
another character ready.
But Karius nearly kills himself often enough. It's my
Yeah,
turn.
honest. I mean, think of the amount of time in this arc alone I've almost died.
Yeah.
And it's always to creatures that want to eat me. I swear.
Everybody gets to kill and save Karius once.
He died how he lived. Kariushed. Sorry.
This sniper, Eldritch Sniper, does aim directly above the stalactite that threatens to pierce the two of them. It breaks, begins to fall. With that being such a high hit, you actually managed to hit only one, and it's only directly above the worm. So you're lucky in that case. You
Now-
don't need to pull the other one.
I do have a question.
Yep.
When I Eldritch Blast, I can do separate targets, right?
You can.
How would Karius feel about getting hit with an Eldritch
I-
Blast so I can drag him away?
I mean, I was honestly gonna suggest it.
I'm gonna do that.
Go ahead, roll
You do-
another
you-
hit.
Technically, you're at disadvantage though, because I'm prone.
You are. It's a bit of a hard target, but you
That's
can
fine.
roll
I've got
it.
2 shots.
Go for it.
Wait, it's. Hang on, let
Control.
me target you. No,
That's a miss.
I've got one more.
That is
Why are you
also
so
a miss.
hard to hit?
Yep.
Can't you choose to be hit by something?
Well, I
Oh.
don't know it's happening. They can't
Yeah.
warn me because I can't hear it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Not to mention, he is a harder target when he's laying on the ground. You can only see his head of hair. Right. The damage. Being hit by falling rubble in a collapsing tunnel sounds about the right level of improvised damage. So, can you roll me 4d10 for this stalactite?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh man, that's crap.
Yeah.
A little bit bad. But there might be an added benefit. I'm going to see if it gets out of the way in time. Rolling. Okay. So, what is your spell? What is your spell save DC? It's a good way to.
My spell save.
18. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Sweet. I'll do.
18.
So you hit it in such a clean way, it slices through the stalactite, and it just chips and falls. And as this thing's flailing around, it looks back towards Karius, goes towards him for another strike. Slink straight through its neck. This massive nail basically impales it onto the ground, dealing 17 damage, piercing damage, and effectively pinning it to the ground at the same time.
Huh.
So it is going to be restrained. For that.
It's kind of
I'm
funny.
also
Someone
just
in the
gonna-
chat suggested to knock it to the ground.
Yeah, there you go. It's like wriggling around with this stake through its head.
I'm just gonna mosey over here so I can still see it. But
Okay.
also I'm kind of like hidden.
All right. That is your go. Kesh'an, you're still running up. What do you want to do?
So I am going to run round this way here. I just kind of wave to Eirina.
I wave and then I do sort of like a Karius dead.
Not another one. Okay, so I run around the corner. I look up I see the creature. I look up to find the stalagmites. Oh, stalactites. There are none. So I look back down. Andy's lied to me.
Well, no, she's on about the ones above the crystal.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, the one above the crystal. Oh, okay, gotcha.
There are more. Those are ones that are slightly off center though, but you could try and get them.
Kesh'an does have dark vision, by the way.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Or you could try and hit the creature. It'd be a flat roll, I think, from here.
Well, as in hit the crystals and kind of do it again, so to
Oh,
speak.
no, I meant like just hit it with a chakram, but that's up to you.
Oh, no, as in did Andy mean do it again?
I'm not
Pretty
sure.
much, yeah. In terms of, I thought maybe, well, at first I thought maybe we could use
Range.
it to squish the thing, but she doesn't know Karius is inside it. That's the thing.
Well, he's not
Or,
anymore.
you know,
He got
being
thrown up.
regurgitated by it or
Yeah.
something. But,
Okay.
Andy
could
knows
try.
nothing.
You could try Kesh'an if you want to go for another stalactite, but this one's a disadvantage because your chakram's 60, 120. So you could hit it. You just have this. That's all.
I think I kind of want to go for the creature, to be fair.
Okay. It's still dis, I think, because that's still 60. It's 80 foot away from you at the moment. But actually, I tell a lie. It's restrained, so you have flat roll.
I don't know.
You-
What do we want? What do we want?
I mean,
stuff?
Dawn
you-
would go up
you-
and pummel it, let's face it.
You've just moved
He
50
would.
feet, right? Couldn't you bonus action step with the wind and then you'd have advantage on your chakram strike? Because it's restrained.
That's a good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
why not?
All
Let's
right.
do it.
You get even further. Now you see the full creature writhing around, staked to the ground. Karius laying on the ground, laying just a few feet away. You got done.
Yeah, cool. Chakram time. Let's go. Four.
And make sure to target it as well.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad.
That's all right. So
One thing I just wanted.
now let's just make sure we've got to change the damage on this. Just remembered because this is a monk weapon.
Yeah, so it should be 3d4.
You can use your martial. Yeah, you can use your martial arts with it, which effectively turns it into 3d4 rather than 1d6. So we'll change that now. Okay, just roll 3d4 for us.
3d4. Gotcha.
Yeah,
One, two,
it's correct now, but for that one. So
Oh.
6 plus. Well, no, it's 6 plus 5, so it does do more. It's 11.
So 11.
It slices through the creature's tooth that's threatening to pierce Karius' body. You can go again.
I'll aim for one of its eyes.
Yep. And you catch it as it returns back. Hey, there's the cool animations. Another 11 slashing, it's cutting away its softer parts of its stony hide. All right, it's still going though. Still going strong, and in fact, it's its turn right now.
Oh,
Now, two options: either try and free itself, or go for an attack. It'd be flat. It's pinned. I don't like it being pinned. Tell you what, we're gonna roll a d2. On a 1, it does try to free itself. On a 2, it's gonna go for Karius again, even though it's stuck here. All right, it's trying to free itself, and it will do so by using its immense form and weight to sort of push itself up, its midsection up like a caterpillar almost. I'm going to use its strength for that. 16 wasn't as high as what I thought it'd be, but and again, it is only one stalactite. I'm going to say with that, it manages to pull itself free. And it's still stuck in the top though. It didn't just pull it out. It's stuck in there like a large nail in the back of its head. But it looks even more pissed now. It lets out this tremendous writhing screech towards Karius. And that's going to be its go. I think it can move as well. Why not? We'll move it here. Probably just checks that it probably moves because it doesn't want to be hit by any more. All right. Meanwhile, something else is lumbering its way in to view. I think you guys can see it now. No? Not quite. Barely. There's something loud. The Zybit hears, turns around and goes, "What's that sound? Sounds like a drum, but a really big one."
Is he speaking or is he doing it telepathically?
He's telepathic because he
All
wouldn't
right,
understand
that's
the
good
word.
because otherwise I wouldn't be able to hear it.
That's its go though. It's back to the speaker. The speaker has gathered up the crystals and it's just waiting around with you at the moment. So I'm just going to hold its action for now. The Zybits is trying to communicate this to everyone, saying, "I think there's something coming up behind us. Be warned." Back to you, Karen.
Karius will use half his movement to stand up.
Mhm.
He is going to once again, because it seems
Oh.
effective.
Oh, just a second. I want to interrupt you. There's something I forgot to mention. At the start of your turn, I need you to make a Constitution save. You have advantage on this.
Boy. Nice.
Okay. There's something about this presence as it's roaring, its unworldly appearance as well, and even being inside its gullet has had an effect on you, but your infernal blood resists whatever effect this is. Being a tiefling, you've overcome many a poison before, so you
Yep.
shrug off whatever that is. Continue.
Yep. Right. Okay. I get up. I spend the sorcery point as my bonus action as I begin casting a spell. I move 10 feet away from it using the whole wind thing, so it doesn't get an attack opportunity on me for that.
Okay.
And we've spent the sorcery point. Do we want to go? No, we're just going to go.
Thunderbolt. Again, the thunder damage racks its body,
I
shattering
succeeded
sections of stone.
again.
It is moving around, but honestly, though, the extra vulnerability is doing work.
And it's still within 10 feet of me, technically, because I moved 10 feet away. So it also takes the 6 thunder damage from Heart of the Storm on top of that, doubled to 12. So
Nice. Okay.
And
At that
then
point, you've
it-
blasted away enough of the stony hide that there's sections of perhaps its body exposed. It's bloodied.
yeah, and then hopefully it doesn't. It looks big enough to have the reach, but I'm gonna try it anyway. I'm just gonna try to use like 10 foot of movement just to get a bit further away from it.
Input a movement. Are you out of 10? You're out of reach though of 10 feet, right?
Yeah, because I moved because I was right next to her. I moved 10 feet back with the.
All right then. It doesn't have that reach.
Yeah.
You're good. Back to Tatflow. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Who I'm just gonna have him move
Fly around
to here, just crawl about. He's just watching the fight. Imagining as a bullet pup, he can eat rocks, so he's just probably picking up little rocks and eating them like popcorn as he watches.
Okay. Nice. Elias, you've been informed something is coming. It's just on the periphery of your vision.
Yeah, I'm just letting Zybits guide me in the direction, which is
Okay.
over this way.
Yep.
Let's see.
You go 40 foot.
40 foot, and I will ready my greatsword.
Have you got a ranged attack with your monkey? I'm sure you do.
Oh wait, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'll
throw.
stab it in the ground, and I'll grab one of these stray stalactites and
That works. Yeah, you've got like a lance ready to be launched in the direction. Okay, Andy.
Can
you what?
Can I not see it then? I don't
No,
think I
not
can.
yet. You can hold your action though, definitely.
Yeah, I'll hold it.
Okay. All right then, Andy. Hiding. You hear it now as well, Andy. The thundering drum is coming from the west. Sorry, the east.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna keep to the shadows and almost kind of like go around the premises to try and see if I can at least kind of get in within range, I can see what this drumming is coming from.
All right. It is so close to being in vision of everyone. So you've got your eyes ready and peeled for it to enter into the light. Did you want to hold an action, perhaps, if whilst you're hiding?
Go.
You could hold like a starry cloak, or you could hold a spell.
Yeah, she's just reading through her spells for a sec.
If it comes into vision, it will probably be about 120 feet away.
Yeah. Yeah, probably the best bit is she'll get a cloak at the ready.
Okay.
So if she needs to, she can
Gotcha.
try and pull a magic missile from it as quick as she can.
All right. Eirina, back to you.
Okay. I can't hear this thing coming.
No.
But this big worm is still quite angry, and
Oh yeah.
I'm so
now
sorry.
Karius and Kesh'an are both in there. So I am going to. How far away from it am I? 60 feet. Okay, I need to move closer, so I'm gonna come.
Yeah.
Here. Oh, that's too far.
Yeah, you get about there. About 40 feet away.
Just need to check a thing. Yeah, I'm still too far away. Oh, wait, no, I know what I can do. It doesn't take effect until the next turn, though. I'm gonna pop 3 shots at it and pull it 10 foot closer. That way it's 30 feet.
Okay.
So
Sure.
when it's 30 feet within range of me, I'm doing Hexblade's Curse on it, but I can't do it until it's within range. So I'm gonna blast it first, pull it forwards, and then curse it.
Nice. Okay. Let's see if you can hit.
Okay, let's clickety click.
It's a large target, but it's
I
kind
know
of like really high. Oh,
Oh, I've still got Karius selected. Hold on.
you do.
Sorry.
No, it's just a miss.
That's
Barely a
fine.
miss.
I've got 2 more shots.
There's a section of it that's wide and open. That hits, and sure enough, yeah, you can pull it. Even though this creature is 10 times the size you are, your shadow makes it look as thin and light as smoke itself. And yeah, picks it up, pulls it, actually kind of crashes into another stalagmite. And the second hit hits, and you want to hexblade it, yeah?
So the Hexblade's cursed. Can I do it before that last hit, or do I have to wait until that hit's gone? And then...
I'll say sure. I'll say sure.
Cool. In which case, other things happen.
Other thing. Extra damage?
Because I
or
do
is
extra damage when I hit it. So let me just double check.
It's equal to your warlock level, isn't it?
Equals your proficiency bonus.
Oh, okay. Like
so that's
5.
an extra 5.
Nice.
Because I've got.
That's
fine. That's
doing...
just if it dies situation. So yeah, it's just the extra, and if it's a 19 or a 20, it's classed as a crit.
Okay. The creature is looking very injured. It might not be long.
He also has 2 triggers.
Who does?
The worm now has 2 triggers. I've hit it twice.
Oh, right. Sorry, that thing. Yes. You're right. It is on... almost on fire. It's ready to blow. It's primed. Okay, Kesh'an, you're actually up. The creature's being yanked around, smashed into rocks. You can smell smoke coming from it.
Kesh'an doesn't know that it's actually being dragged. He's all like, "Oh, you approach me." It is time. So Kesh'an is going to attempt to climb onto its back.
All right. You know how this goes. Give me an acrobatic check versus its versus its acrobatics, I believe.
Are we getting?
Oh, that was dreadful with Kesh'an. Yeah. What the fuck?
Oh dear, that was.
Are we getting another pet?
No.
No, we're not keeping this one.
The creature, is writhing around, perhaps in its death throes, and does manage to flip you away.
Gotcha. In that case, I'll just go for a full round of attacks.
Okay. Go
Uh,
ahead. That's a hit. Oof.
Also,
Let's
the
see.
damage for that isn't right because that's 1d6 again.
Okay, we'll change that too. We got to change a couple of these things to be monk weapons.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll 3d4?
Yeah, go ahead. For other people, it will be 1d6.
So
For you,
that's 9. So that's an extra 4 damage.
you've got 3.
Right.
4.
Let me know when you're good.
Okay, it's done.
Could I get a Constitution saving throw? I'm not hoping anything from this.
Okay. 15. Just a save, right?
That's my DC.
Yeah, just like
Do you know what? That's actually worth it. Okay, right. Second attack. There we go. That's better.
that is much better. Another solid slice through this thing's neck.
Can I get another concept?
Okay.
You managed to
know.
stun this.
Yeah.
No! Okay,
not
right.
done.
I'm hoping too much.
It's gonna get one last attack, or maybe it tries to retreat. Who knows? I don't think this thing's ever had to retreat in its life before.
I mean,
But-
doesn't he still have his bonus action, or was that the climbing? on it?
Flurry of blows.
And technically, climbing up to a creature is like part. It's either like a grapple or it's like something. It does replace one of your attacks technically.
Oh, okay. So
I'm
Oh,
afraid.
okay.
So
Can I
I'm
say,
considering that it's your bonus, or you could do another one if you spend the key.
I was going to do flurry of blows anyway.
Okay.
so,
Alright,
but you
you
only
can do
do
one
just
more
replace.
so you get one of the 2 attacks
Yeah.
rather than both.
You mean
That's
2?
right.
Because I have
Oh yeah,
3.
too. Oh no.
Oh god, I
What
forgot
have I
fire
done?
blades.
You created. All right.
Yeah, that's big damage.
Oh, that
It
misses. though.
misses. Oh no.
Last
Wriggles
strike.
out of the way.
Oh.
Oh no.
And can I get a dexterity saving throw, please?
It dex. No, I don't like those.
I
Yeah, it
do.
fails.
Yeah. It somehow falls prone.
Okay. Can it fall prone?
It just goes, boom.
Yeah, it can. It can fall prone. The creature's like reared up like a cobra, right? So you sort of slap it down onto the ground. It is roaring in this almost pain scream this time, and it's gonna go for one last bite before it perhaps goes down.
See, for making it prone, I would have thought Kesh'an running up it and punching back down on the stalactite that's in its head.
Yeah.
That was what I was going to aim for, not going to lie.
Well, it's got disadvantage regardless because of your cloak. So this is it, the last attack. And
That misses.
how do you dodge this gigantic maw snapping you up?
Just bear with me, because I'm just going to see. Can I do a parry?
Yeah, it's already a miss, but yeah, you can parry it if you want to use your reaction. It just gives you
Oh,
extra AC.
Oh, does it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
never
not
mind.
like riposte.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Mm.
God damn it. Yeah, so I can just imagine Kesh'an, like, hits it in one of its probably bones or something in its, like, lower area. And as it drops down to the floor, it probably reels up to come up at Kesh'an with his jaw, and Kesh'an just, like, palm strikes it in the bottom.
It feels like you're snapping not bone but rock, and you do hear a snap all the way up the creature. It looks like it's fissured and it's about to crumble into pieces. Just one more solid hit, and that's going down for sure. That is its go. Finally, the sound of that drumming emerges from the darkness. A gigantic edifice of lumbering stone. Thud. Thud. With each step, it makes the cave around you shudder. And its hands are basically giant columns of rock. And you can see these crystals inside of it glowing, beginning to pulse if it's powering this thing. And that rock that you just threw at it smashes against it, and it didn't even flinch or even stumble backwards. It just breaks upon a castle wall. And so, Andy, you will also get your attack. Your starry cloak flares up. You can roll damage for that. These definitely won't miss. The stars find their way into the gaps and cracks in this stony form, and does 19 damage. Hey, no, don't finish my worm. Do you see the HP it's on, by the way? You might have seen it. 19 damage to this thing. Very nice. Okay. -0. There we go. Now, just to give you some context of this thing, as the pellets and stars hit it, it's like throwing pebbles at a siege tank. The size and structure of this creature makes it seemingly almost indestructible. It looks indestructible. Like, enough damage probably could kill it, but I'm trying to give you an idea of just how much HP this thing has in the way that it doesn't seem to have any effect at first. Okay, the speaker is up, sees this thing, and goes, "That must be what was guarding the entrance. I think we've alerted it. I will leave now, and I will take these crystals back to the 5th region. Unless, of course, you need me to stay and fight. But these crystals are very delicate, as you imagine. Just realized I'm talking to the giant ape.
He
I'll be
gives a
going
big-
now."
Gives a big giant thumbs up.
Okay.
Because
Karius, you're up.
telepathic.
Right, considering I want to guarantee this thing dying, I'm not going to do what I was initially going to do. I'm just going to shatter it.
Okay. Yeah, that does do the job. The fissured nature of it is already primed to be shattered. And it does
Yeah.
just that. Chunks of rock rain around you, Kesh'an and Karius, as this thing falls.
Okay,
Finally, the center kind of chunk of the body begins to sort of flop down towards you, Kesh'an, but where its form's been diminished so greatly, it just sort of slaps towards your side.
Okay.
It's dead.
So, as
You're
my
just body then.
bonus action, I move the 10 feet. So then I'm
Oops.
going to move an additional 50 feet to there. Wave to Eirina, and end my turn.
All right. Okay. With the thud ending the combat over this side, everyone does hear the sound of this creature. But it didn't quite get to you, by the way. It seems this thing is very slow, and that's why it's taken so long to even get into the light. Tackler's just gonna move. And so that's back to you, Elias. Just
What's
cresting the lip of the crater.
What's the range of a great sword? It's big.
You're in range.
And also, would it be one attack with a great sword, or
You've got multi-attack.
Yeah, I was
haven't you?
wondering that. It says using 2 fists, but I'm currently using
You can
my
use
fists.
2 great swords.
Sweet.
The rule of cool.
Oh,
Oh no, you lack proficiency. All
I
that's
do.
happening is just swinging it around wildly like it's a big
Oh
bamboo
no!
stick. No,
Oh
no,
no!
indeed. A sad point for the giant ape. If you only went to sword training school as a giant ape, you would have known how to swing it properly. You're trying to whack it like it's a stick, and it's just not having any effect. Not to mention, this thing is, like I've mentioned, a castle wall, and you're just hitting against stone. It doesn't seem to have any effect. If anything, you're just chipping the sword, dulling it. It's back to Andy's go.
long's the range of?
So you need to. You could probably get up here. Couldn't you?
Yeah, it's about 90 feet away. If you moved, you
Oh,
could get
So,
even closer.
Even here.
so
But you could get 30 feet in range of it if you wanted.
No, she wants to
Just-
get 60 feet.
Yep,
So
just
she's
60
good
now
where
then.
she is.
and then
Cool.
oh, is it still targeted?
Yeah. And then and then you should be able to drop the template.
Very
on.
fire. That will
Ba-doom.
Yes.
it fails. It doesn't have the maneuverability to dodge out in time. You see its shoulders perhaps do slowly turn, but they get coated by the fairy fire. Funny
And
thing
by
is,
the way, Elias,
Yeah.
you hear a little ditty, and you get bardic inspiration.
I'm
Excellent.
deaf.
Oh shit, you are right.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. It's still bardic inspiration. You still feel inspired. You can sense the heroic music.
You get a sudden chill up your spine, and you know what that feeling is because you've had it before.
That's fine. That's perfect. Great. I'll accept that.
It's like when you hear the most beautiful piece of music you've ever heard, and it just inspires you.
You're picking up good vibrations.
I hate to be that guy. It literally says in the thing, a creature that can hear you. Oh,
Ah.
bardic
Yes, it is.
inspiration.
No.
You do need to
Yeah,
hear.
but he's deaf at the moment, so he literally can't.
I'm really sorry.
For God's sake, you,
Um,
you bunch of useless.
I'm sorry, it's my fault.
who else hears it though? Perhaps
The
Only Taklo can hear right now, apart from me.
and the
Taklo is
speaker.
inspired.
Taklo's too far away, I think.
I'll
Well,
tell you what.
the-
You can hold on to that if you want.
The monkey saw the magic missiles, looks behind, sees you playing the music, and gives you a big grin.
Can Taklo hear the music and telepathically relay it to the monkey?
Sure. You know what? I'll let that happen. That's fine.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Please. Oh, by the way, that fairy fire. A funny thing I just noticed. The template is as big as this creature. That's how enormous this thing is.
Wow.
Okay. Eirina's go.
Okay. Eirina is both glad and annoyed that the worm has died so soon. Because this other creature's not yet within 30 feet, so she can't transfer the hexblade.
Ah.
But she also doesn't get the health points back because she's at max already.
Oh yeah. It's not temporary, is it? It's just actual health.
You
Okay.
get health back.
Okay.
But the hexblade's curse only transfers if it's within 30 feet of me, and I can see it. But that's fine. I'm gonna. Yeah. I mean, I can see this thing, so.
I think with your incredible dark vision, you can see the tunnel that it came down as well. And that seems to be the only other tunnel in this gigantic cave.
Cool.
Aside
Are there
from the
any
one
more
that's not-
stalagmites above it?
There's always more, yeah. If you want to do it that way.
I'm just thinking about how high up they are. Like, I can hit because obviously my Eldritch Blast is ridiculous. Yeah, we're gonna hit some stalagmites and see if we can rain some hell down on this thing.
Okay, yeah, roll a hit. Doesn't look very dexterous.
Do I need to? I've still got this thing targeted. Hold on. Am I targeting it or not?
You don't have to target it, just roll, just to make sure you don't botch, basically.
All right, 1. Yay!
There you go, nice. Oh, wow. You hit not just one stalactite. Looks like a cluster gets dislodged from the top. You can roll 8d10.
Ooh.
There we go. That's why we roll. Just in case. Oh, that's a bit better. Okay.
One shot.
Okay. Good news is it hits. It doesn't have enough movement. Again, it's so slow and lumbering that it doesn't even dodge out of a single stalactite. All of them crash down on top of it. The bad news is, it seems as though it's just stone on stone. It's the stalactites shatter on impact, leaving chips, maybe dents in the walking edifice, but it's not as much as you'd hoped. It's resistant to non-magical attacks, basically.
Okay.
Decent chunk though. Chipped its head. The
Do you know what?
parapet in the top.
Like, if it's doing damage, it's doing more damage than my measly little shots would do. So I'm just gonna do it again.
Well, you can't hit the same section of stalactite. They've fallen, right? That's it. They're gone now.
Okay.
So you could aim the rest at it, but yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to then, because that's all I can do.
I can't say there's an infinite number of stalactites up there.
It's currently like on the like it's not in the crater. It's on like a ledge. Would you say?
Yeah, it's on the
So
lip.
if I pulled it 10 foot off the ledge,
Yeah, it could stumble and
I
trip.
might squash Elias, but
That's fine. I accept this.
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna pull it. So that
Okay.
it falls down.
You know, I will give it a bit of a. I'll give it one of these. Yeah, the creature does trip, and it actually, with a huge crash, smashes down in front of you, Elias.
Has anybody seen the video of it's like a little robot that is going down this street and falls into the drain? Jamie, you're
Yeah.
nodding your head. Yeah, I could just imagine that. It just falls
Isn't that
down.
one of the little delivery robots?
Yeah, it just goes.
Yeah. Back to you, Kesh'an.
Oh, sweet. So Kesh'an puts away his chakram as it's no longer needed. I will turn around to be like, "Thank God we're done," and realizes everyone has now turned their focus.
That's when you see it.
I will use my action, my movement, and my feline agility because I didn't move last turn. Oh, that's covered the screen while I was
Yeah,
trying to
sorry,
move.
that's what you see there.
Oh, perfect. So I get to the others and I tap the speaker and go, "What's going on?"
Speaker mentions. Well, telepathically he can't. Sorry, yeah, actually telepathically he's fine, isn't he? So he just let out these chimes that your ears can't perceive, but your mind does, and says that the guardian of the inner nest has revealed itself. But I have collected enough crystals. If I can find a safe route back to the 5th region, I can set up the shattering. It is just up to you now to find the main crystal. The gong, if you will, that will amplify everything.
I pointed to the one we just shattered.
That is but a fraction of the size. You will know when you see it. The Nexus crystal is ginormous, bigger than any structure in here. Hitting that with that gavel that Moradin enchanted will let out a ring that all the Earth plane will hear, and they will know their time has come.
Sean can't respond, so he nods. I go, okay. He'll look over to the now fallen golem, and will go to reach for his chakram, and he realizes he can't find his chakram, so he pulls out a scroll instead. Eirina probably notices Kesh'an just with this scroll, turning it around, trying to figure out what. Looks at it, you see him start muttering, and then all of a sudden, the ground underneath the golem starts lighting up. I use erupting earth,
Okay.
Oh,
and
Can you use these? I mean, give
you'd have
me.
to roll.
I thought
You're gonna have to
I think I
roll.
have to roll for it.
Yeah, it's only DC 13. Just give me a
Okay, that's
wisdom.
fine. Wisdom. It's currently got a template. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, slap the template.
Good. Sorry, a wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom we'll use. Makes the most sense.
Oh, why?
You've never cast a spell in your life.
Why?
Sorry.
Oh, and the ground starts to fade.
You're like, you do realize you're actually holding it up backwards. It
So
seems that
fucking sad.
it's gibberish. Yeah, scrolls aren't normally used by non-spellcasters, but I like to give you the option. Just there's a chance that you can cast them,
Why was
and
I
unfortunately,
The
I don't
day
know. I think you got it. I think you got it from Zankiri's estate. He just
The
found it and was like, "Oh, this looks cool. Strange runes." Unfortunately, the scroll fizzles and turns to dust. I'm sorry.
the day Kesh'an learns to appreciate Llewellyn.
This is the first time attempting to cast a spell ever, and you just read out gobbledygook, and it just
That's
even the
so
scroll
sad.
looks at you funny. Yeah, it's a rough
I hate
one.
my life. Alright, he pulls out his twin blades and is getting ready for another sprint.
It's quite fitting there. First time casting a spell, you're like, what? It just poof. Alright, the creature does begin to rise back up. Its form just towering over the giant ape, making even that look like perhaps a regular sized gorilla. And Elias, this thing lifts up an incredibly large fist that's more like a tower. And it does it so slowly, you can see it coming. And it just lets the gravity do the rest as it lets the pillar fall down towards you. Because it's so slow, it has permanent disadvantage on these. But if it hits,
Yeah. Yeah.
I rolled 23 even with disadvantage.
Yeah.
You're not you are concentrating, aren't you? DC is higher than that, I'm afraid. DC 17, I think.
Elias again.
Oh,
The
Elias,
character.
you are concussed so heavily that it breaks the spell in your mind. You come to, head still spinning a little bit before a castle wall standing right there.
I imagine that he is still at the head height, but now he's back on his horse. And instead of holding onto his sword, he's now just got his palm against it, like, I can't hold this.
Oh dear. Anyone catch the pun, by the way? Used colossal edifist.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Anyway, that's actually its go. A single hit. That's it. No multi attack. Just one smash. It doesn't use its other arm, but perhaps it's waiting to use that for something else. The speaker retreats backwards. So, they have anything to help you in this moment? Perhaps they can do one thing before they leave that space. Yeah, they're gonna just let out a ultrasonic tone. See if that works. Try that. God, too many things. Okay, so the ringing kind of intensifies from the speaker, and he attempts to place this.
Could I just get a
Holding the-
clarification? Is he actually holding a weapon or is it just his fist?
They're fists, yeah. They look like
Okay.
just giant hammers. The ultrasonic tone pierces out. Most people can't even hear it, but they do spot that the creature sort of gets shoved slightly from it. See, does thunder damage, and creature in the line must spend 2. Yeah, okay. So it can't. It's going to take longer to get towards him. All right, but that's it. After that, the speaker begins to sort of retreat away. all the crystals in tow. Karius.
Alright, Karius will move his 50 feet towards it. Say there.
There's no reason for Zybits to be with him anymore. I'm gonna say that Zybits stays to help.
20. Okay. It's just out of range, but if I no, that's gonna be out of range. Do I?
Remember fairy fire, by the way.
Yeah. I'm just seeing if there's anything I can do that's got enough range to get there from where I am.
Oops.
Your glaive?
Just remembered, it's fairy fired.
Yeah, I just said that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elias will be up soon.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. Even if I use a spell and move 10 foot forward, it's still too far away for anything that I've got. Literally, the only spell I've got that has reach enough to hit it, I refuse to use because it's chain lightning. I'm not bringing that out yet. So I don't want to use something that big.
To be honest, just looking at the thing, seeing its immense form, but also how slow it is,
Yeah.
might not even be worth contending with.
Let me have a
I mean,
look.
what it took like 4 turns just getting here.
Yeah.
The whole point of this challenge was to have it be a piercing maneuver, a Sathak worm, and this on the other side. But you
Yeah.
took care of the worm so quickly, I kind of eliminated that challenge.
Yeah,
This thing was so slow in getting to you.
I'm gonna glaive dash towards Elias, basically just to get to there.
Okay.
And
You dash.
that will be my turn this turn. I'm just gonna.
Alright. You're about 15 feet in the air, we'll say.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Elias.
He's just gonna dash.
Let's see. I guess pissed. I'm just gonna go right up to its face.
Right up to it, eh?
Right up to its face.
Okay. Good luck with that.
And with the biggest strum, casts a. What is it? A 7d8 shatter
You're upcasting Shatter.
to 6th level.
Oh god. Alright, let's see it. There is a resonating sound from within, almost like one of these houses a crystal inside of it. And as that vibrates at the same volume, you see its outside begin to crack and shatter. It is very, very, very weak to thunder damage.
Would it be flat because it seems like it's got magic resistance, but creatures made of inorganic material have disadvantage?
Ah, right, yeah. So it is cancelled out.
I don't know what its other roll was. I can only see the.
It does have magic resistance.
Yeah.
It rolled flat, I believe.
No, it says it succeeds 22 advantage,
Oh, it did roll
but I don't know what its other.
Oh, wait, okay, let me just check.
Because
2d20 keep highest. You know, I don't see it either. Doesn't tell me. Oh wait, there it is. I rolled a 12 and a 7. So the 12 is
the first
plus-
roll, so would have
That's fine.
passed.
Still 38 damage,
Yep.
which is decent.
It is, yeah.
And then just squaring up to it.
Alright. Once again, even though this explosion of thunder goes off, it still doesn't look terribly injured. You probably just cracked it a bit in places.
The best part is, even though I dropped the ape form, I actually feel more healthier in this form. Because I have
Oh.
higher HP.
Yeah, I guess. Higher AC, yeah.
HP.
And HP.
Yeah.
You're healthier than an adult giant ape. Fair enough. All right, Andi, it's your go.
You just mentioned cracks in it. Any cracks that are particularly kind of visible?
Yeah, in the kind of center core area, that seems to be
Okay.
where something vibrated, like a crystal, perhaps, similar to the way these craters are formed.
Then that means aiming for said cracks, she's gonna shoot magic missile towards it.
Okay.
Just
Where you had it on it?
Also,
Roll some more QPUs. 23. Definitely breaking away sections of that one crack reveals what's inside. One of these crystals does reside within the creature. It's massive, probably as large as the ones that the speaker has been hovering around with them. And you can see it's slowly reverberating. Well, it's slowly coming down to a standstill because the thunder damage basically made it explode. But now you can see it. There's a crystal inside the middle. Okay. Anything else?
Might just, scoot behind that stalagmite just for cover.
This one or this
The
one?
one right beside her there.
Yeah.
Just to be safe.
Chris,
Yeah.
sorry about this, but would I be able to have cut his saving throw?
Oh, what you mean cutting words?
Yeah, I completely forgot about that for a moment.
I don't think you can cut in words saving throws.
It says saving throws. Ability check, attack roll, or saving throws.
I'll say you can, but I kind of moved on from it a little bit.
I know. I didn't want to interrupt
All right.
while people were talking.
Next turn, if that comes up, sure.
or you can do something.
Huh. Well, I thought it was a attack rolls, ability checks, or damage rolls.
Oh, you can raise your hand.
Oh, yeah, I can.
Okay. Don't forget, yeah. Was there actually anything you wanted to say, Cam?
Yes, you can raise your hand.
Oh, that's goddamn shit.
You're
Hey,
welcome.
Rita, you're up.
Okay, this big sword.
Yes.
Where is it? And
It's fallen onto the ground right underneath Elias.
that makes things difficult. If it's
Are
on
you
the
going
ground.
to try and use that as a weapon?
No, but I had an idea.
Well,
My idea is this. If I Eldritch Blast the crystal, would the sword ricochet towards the golem?
the weight of the sword is incredibly heavy. It's like probably
Okay,
like
that blast the crystal let out though.
you want. So hold on. You want to hit the crystal next to the sword,
So that it ricochets the sword.
right? It might. We'll see. I'll let the dice decide. If you want to try it, I'll let you try it.
I do want to try it.
Okay. You can hit the crystal next to it. Elias is right next to it as well, though. There's that. Just want
That's
to point
fine.
that out. But give it a shot. If we want to try this, go for it. The crystal shard laying at the feet of your feet, Elias, suddenly reverberates and explodes. Could Elias cast Shatter on himself without expending a spell slot? And I also want to see what happens to the sword.
I'm
So, yeah,
thinking if one blast lifts it enough off the floor, I could hit it with the other two blasts to project it forwards.
Or you could hit the golem and then pull it into the sword.
You're literally tin
You're
can
broke.
juggling right now.
If
Yeah.
I could pull it into the sword, that's a really good idea.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll your other two Eldritch snipers, and Elias, can you cast Shatter without expending a spell slot on
Regular.
yourself and the creature?
Regular
Just-
shatter.
Yeah, just a regular Shatter. The crystals have fallen into sort of fragments now, so it's probably about the same as a first level Shatter.
That he didn't let me put a template down, so oops.
Okay. You just roll a con save as well then.
Yeah, roll a can save.
Question. He's fairy-fired. Should I be rolling with advantage?
You should also roll advantage, yeah.
Okay, I'll roll those twice.
Yeah,
Will
re-roll
it-
both of those.
Will it fit?
There we go. Nice. Well, the nat 20 speaks for itself. You do exactly as you intended. You hit the sword one way and pull the golem the other, effectively trying to impale it into where the crystal housing is. And it does an extra bunch of damage, in fact.
66.
It also explodes because I would have hit him more than 3 times now.
So you can roll 2d6 as well.
Didn't you say the
Yeah.
large sword was 66?
Yeah, but no, that's when something is wielding it.
Yeah, I'm just projecting it. I'm not actually full forcing it because
Tell you what.
I can't lift it myself.
You can roll an extra. You can roll an extra 2d6 as well on top of that. And
I already rolled the 2d6.
yeah, another 2d6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about another 2d6?
Keep going. Don't stop rolling d6s. All right, that lets loose another explosion. That's crystal resonates with its crystal. The shattering just continues to explode its body into pieces. They have separated, but they seem to be hovering there in the same sense that the speaker is able to levitate these crystals. Its arms, its legs, the sections of its limbs and torso have just been floating away from each other, and they hover there in sections. But yeah, this thing looks like it's fallen apart. It looks like doesn't look like it resembles a humanoid as much. It's just floating chunks of rock and masonry.
I'm just going to move myself behind here. And
Okay. All right, and finally, Kesh'an, before it's go, what do you want to do?
A humanoid, you say,
Not
dips
much.
hands in chalk.
Not even. Not humanoid anymore. It's just floating rocks and towers.
So I have to use bonus action Step of the Wind to get up to it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that. And I'm going to try and aim for its shoulders as I springboard off of its knee.
All right. Okay.
Whack.
That, yeah, with the crumbling form already kind of loosened up, you're slicing through these stones with no trouble. You're just
And
impressed that it's standing up still, even despite this onslaught.
yeah. Whack.
Another clean cut through the other shoulder, and you see its arms are sort of floating away, rising up into the air.
And I'm going to move slightly round this way.
Okay. All right. We get around to its go. And with this arm rising and rising higher and higher, the two fists that look like towers suddenly come slamming down, this time with full force. They're not just letting gravity do the work, they're actively pulling them down. And both of you next to it almost feel this kind of gravity above you, kind of pushing you slightly. And you look up, you see these two things slam down next to you, not on top of you, but just into the ground. And I need you both roll. Well, it should actually. Oh no, I didn't tell you. Okay, I need you both roll a dexterity save to get out of the way.
This affects someone who isn't on the ground.
Yes. Well, the pillar is still coming down next to you, I guess.
That's
Try and
Just
dodge it at least.
I'll
I'll tell you what, Elias, I'll give you advantage. Never mind.
Don't need it.
Nice.
Fine.
Don't need that.
Okay. I am also going to fuck. What is it?
Evasion.
Huh? Evasion. Yes, thank you.
I am going to shield master.
Nice. No
Alright.
damage, baby. Let's
This-
go.
I just whack the arm
Destructive.
across.
Well,
And
this destructive wave of debris and Sonic just exploding outwards. Both of you, I don't know how. Elias is obviously flying in maneuvers you've never seen before on that rocking horse. And then the shield blocks any shards of stalagmites that come his
You
way.
know the bottom of the rocking horse has those literally the wooden bits. It
Yep.
just comes up and there's like a shield built in under there.
Deflecting everything. And then Kesh'an probably taking refuge at the lip where that crater is.
I have a way that I dodge it if
Oh,
you
yeah.
answer this one question. Because it did attack Elias as well, does my Sentinel prop?
It's not an attack. It's just an AoE that hits around.
That's sad. Okay.
Yeah, he's not particularly targeting anyone, but it is. And even if you had Sentinel, the explosive energy from this would maybe even push you back a little bit. But both of you saved. Both of you dodged out of every point of damage, which is
That's
incredible.
a liquid, man. What can I say?
Mm-hmm. And you've got that cover, I imagine, of the lip of the crater, just diving under there. All this dirt buries over the top of you. But
That's a tanky man. What can I say?
you're unharmed. And that's its go. That was it. Back to Karius.
Smash that.
Karius is actually moving close to this thing.
Incredible. The two targets in melee don't take
And-
any damage.
And now that it's within range, let's see how it likes this.
Mhm.
Have a
Bane.
Bane.
Okay. It's
Wait.
Bane.
Yep. And then Karius will move back 10 feet using the ability of his Foundry thing. I
Okay.
think that's any time he casts a spell, it's not just... I'm just going to check that now that I've said that, because... Yep, immediately cast... Yep, so he is good. There you go, Elias.
Egbert's like perched on Tanklo, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just see Karius make some weird gestures, and I like to think like some just like water sort of flows out and literally seems to wash away like its defenses, and that's how it's baned. Basically, anything it tries to do, it's just water appears. Dex save. Nope. Just knocks it slightly.
Elias, as the dust settles, you see where its fists have slammed into the ground. They've cracked and almost fall into pieces. You're now just dealing with what looks to be the housing where this crystal is, sort of just floating like a slab of stone. Yeah, I can't do that again.
I think you're muted, Jamey.
Oops.
Oh.
Does it still look like it's got quite a bit of battle left in it?
It's a big slab of stone.
Yeah,
So
I thought
yes,
so.
you would have to like pulverize that into powder before you can finish it. But
I am going to swing down 15 feet, back up 35 feet, and with the momentum, grab Kesh'an, and I am going to chuck him up into the air.
okay,
S-
sure.
That is one. He's not even listening to me. This is great.
Sorry, I was miles away.
Elias has just flown down, picked Kesh'an up, and thrown him into the air.
Like above the big thing, so you can come down for an attack.
Oh, you babe.
Hell yeah.
And I've baned it, so it loses a D4 on saving throws.
And would that take anything? Just
I guess your movement.
for movement? And I guess I'll just do what I do and give it a few slaps.
Okay.
Oh, you're going to tentacle slap it now.
And it's
Now-
fairy fired, so it's advantage.
Well, if there was ever a time for tentacles.
Oh,
yes.
come on.
Ah,
I was hoping
You
for
are-
all three.
You are slapping a wall. But one of the tentacles gets into the crystal, it seems. Slaps that about.
Yeah, 2 damage.
Slap, 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 slap. It definitely doing
slap
something.
a crystal.
I guess what I'm doing is I've just done that and I'm sort of distracting it so it doesn't see the lying cat.
Yeah. Zybits looks perhaps a little concerned. Mistreating of crystals like this.
And I've still got the shield up ready to just, tank it.
Okay.
But I am now 35 feet up in the air.
All right. And Andi.
And Kesh'an is somewhere much higher than that.
I think I am going to stick to the good old magic missile because that seems to be at least doing the trick. And a lot of the other stuff I can do, I need concentration for. So
Yeah, let's keep the fairy fire.
let's keep the fairy fire going.
Okay. All right.
The Fairy Fire is doing major work right now
Yeah.
as well.
Got a couple of crits.
It's so
off on it
good.
as well. 26 directed damage right into the core of this thing. It looks like it's rumbling. The housing is crumbling away. This thing looks like perhaps within the next turn it might just fall to pieces. So you've done a tremendous amount of damage as a group. I'll tell you how much afterwards, Eirina. It's up to you. If you want to try and finish it, maybe.
I don't know if I
Excellent.
can finish it. My Eldritch Blasts aren't exactly the most powerful thing in the world.
Kesh'an.
Don't cave me right now.
Although I don't particularly want to move it because Kesh'an is now coming downwards.
Yeah, true.
Just like
So if I move it, he's going to hit the floor.
Yeah.
So
You can
you kind
choose
of
to
ruined
move.
my plan.
That's
You can
always
still
land
hit
on
it.
their feet, it's fine.
No, because I was going to shoot it and pull it 10 feet towards and slam it into the crystal. It's like, no. But I can't do that, so I'm just going to Eldritch Blast it.
This crystal isn't here, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just going to Eldritch Blast him anyway.
Cool.
So, shot number 1.
Nice.
Like, the crystals are sort of scattered
Number
out
2.
like this.
And another crit.
Oh, let's
Another
go.
crit. It's still
And
up.
it explodes again.
And now he explodes too.
Okay, go ahead. Roll 2d6.
Yeah, if you
And
tell, if you
the funny thing is, I've mentioned before, when you've hit something which doesn't have a soul,
I know the fire doesn't do anything, but
but it is doing something.
they have souls.
That crystal is shuddering and cracks slightly, and you see it is about to explode from that. And Kesh'an, you've got some very minor hit points to get through.
Let's
on your
go!
turn.
So I can imagine as Kesh'an is coming down, he goes blades down towards it and begins spinning in midair. And as he hits it, it doesn't look like he's moving his arms, but he's actually going to be drilling his way through it.
Yes.
Just
fucking
drill
go.
that pierces the heavens, or the hells in this case.
The earth. God, that's so insane.
Why is that dice shaking? Look, it's actually. Is that just me? That dice like vibrating. What the hell? It looked really weird on my screen.
He's drilling.
So
Yeah,
that's
he's drilling.
41 points of damage in those 2 attacks.
That is more than enough to deal the final 300th hit point of damage as you drill through to the core, that crystal that's reverberating. It's at that moment, Eirina, you realize that these crystals have a soul, is when it shatters into pieces and Kesh'an lands in the middle of a crater of debris. And that crystal just shatters into pieces.
Wait, if
I can imagine as he gets down to the center of it, he just kicks his legs out and just like throws it asunder.
not that I know, but if
3
these
point lands.
crystals
Yeah.
have a soul, does that mean that we're performing a ritual with souls?
Well, what I'm wondering, do they have souls
Okay.
or are they fragments of a soul? Because one of the things we were told about the ritual is that it's essentially going to awaken the earth plane itself, sort of thing. So are these fragments of the earth plane soul?
It
That ends
seems like
combat.
we walked into
I think you're muted.
a reaping.
I did have that theory before anyway, from obviously when obviously the little robot on the ship possessing it with Candlewick, almost like a separate entity fueling it, kind of in a similar way to these crystals fueling these things.
And
Rubble lay strewn around the battlefield.
And we've had
Speaking-
experience with crystals having souls as well, because the moon crystal kind of had a life energy, didn't it? And even when that was divided, that powers the ship.
Looks like the castle just got sieged.
What? Yeah! I fucking give up. My comedy's wasted on all you.
What was yours?
Oh, that fucking doesn't matter.
I do like to think that the best part about it is that we won the siege via a catapult.
True.
Fuck's sake. I'm still angry.
A catapult.
Yeah.
Damn, that's good.
Where's the speaker at this point?
He is hovering off towards the exit.
Yeah, I'd like to stop him for a second.
Yes, Eirina, speak.
These things, and I'm gonna point to the wreckage. Where do they come from?
These crystals are from deep within the earth.
Not the crystals. That.
The Carnifex construct.
Yes.
I believe the Tao constructed them when they chose to commit genocide on the Chrismals.
And the things powering them. Where did they get those?
He thinks for a moment and says, I do not have the answers you seek, but I can hear them. Every one of them that you've defeated up till now. They've had a voice crying out.
Praying out for what?
Freedom.
And
Peace.
Oh.
by doing what we did we free them and give them peace?
In a sense, yes. I believe the answers you're looking for. You will hear them as well, deeper within the cracked nest, where the Tao built these.
Okay. And using these crystals, and I gesture the ones above his head.
Their voices will also cry out for freedom, and the earth plane will hear them,
Okay,
and the
but
shackles will be shattered.
but by doing this, are we freeing them?
We are freeing all who are imprisoned.
Okay. Okay.
Time of tremors is loudening. Make haste to the center Nexus crystal. Strike the catalyst with the enchantment of Moradin. Let it sound out. I will be ready.
Okay, but which way are we going?
I am returning to the 5th region. As for you, you have already dealt with the Guardian. Press on. And it gestures out towards the far,
direction
far
it
end
came.
of the cave. Yeah. Yes, there is.
I just ran over here.
Yeah.
Can we hear now?
I'm guessing at this point your hearing is starting to come back a little bit, but it's still muffled. He's speaking telepathically though, so
So I'm probably yelling.
yeah.
Yeah. Where are we?
It's that old the mobile phone advert you see, and it's supposed, yeah, I'm in the cinema.
What was that called? Something TV or something on it. Anyway, yes, he says, Did you need something, Kesh'an, before I leave?
I just wanted to say thank you for all that you have done for me and my friends here.
I should be thanking you.
I hope that everyone in the other fight is okay.
They are giving their all, I'm sure. But they wouldn't be stupid enough to give their lives. They are only acting as a distraction, which is why it is important you press on quickly. For if they have retreated, it's likely they have heard this commotion and will return to defend.
I feel like something about his attitude has changed.
I am merely urgent now. We are at the final stage. There is
No,
but...
this is me saying this, not Eirina saying this.
Okay.
I'm just kind of...
Quiet C-3PO.
I feel a bit... I don't know. Sus.
You can roll an insight check.
I was going to say, yeah, if you... I mean, Kesh'an's going to believe whatever, so...
You can roll an insight, Eirina.
He wouldn't be insightful at all.
14. The only real thing you can pick up is on the fact that he had been keeping one thing from you, and that is that he was hearing the crystals crying out when they shattered.
Whole, like, not mentioning that these things had these souls in them, and that, plus now he's in a really big rush, and then he's like, oh, they were merely a distraction, you need to press on. But I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself, but
yeah, because
highly suspicious of him.
You can't tell if he's lying or not, but you do know.
No, I don't think he's lying, but something about his attitude has shifted. At least that's what I feel in my gut.
Okay.
Maybe
he was definitely
Chris
holding
just
something
really
from
got
Anyway, James, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, whilst Karius doesn't know about the soul thing, there is something that has sort of been playing on his mind, and he's going to go over to Zybits, who I think speaks telepathically as well, right?
Correct, yes.
These are Carnifex constructs. They were designed to hunt your kind, right? That was what we were told.
That's right.
I
would have helped in the fight, but they seem to be immune to my psychic attacks.
Did they... This is an odd question. Did the first one of these appear before or after your people started dying?
I cannot say. I am a new Chrismal.
Because
I did not live out the atrocities that were committed on my people.
Because
I was born outside the nest.
Because you seem to have such a connection with these crystals, and so do they in a way. So I'm almost wondering, and they have, from what we've seen, like a similar like resonant frequency to the way you communicate. So I'm almost wondering if, and it's a horrible thought if it is, if maybe they're powered by those they've killed.
There is a silence from Zybits. That would be horrifying.
But if we think of it positively, it means that by us getting these crystals, we're essentially allowing them their revenge, because they'll be taking part as the resonant frequency shatters for all of them. So and it might be nothing, but it's just there's something odd about these crystals. They have a flicker in them that honestly reminds me a little bit of yourself, which is why I was just thinking it. But
there is this sort of slight pulse from Zybits, a reddish one, as you mentioned, like revenge.
Yeah.
I will think about this.
Hmm.
The speaker has already told me that there will be answers to many questions within the cracked nest, the home of my people.
Yes, and I realise this might be a bit premature, but once all this is over, if you want to seek some more adventure, you're more than welcome to continue joining us, and your other buddy can too. I mean, if you're the last two, then might as well see the world, right?
It would be interesting. A nice prospect to think of what to do with my freedom.
Exactly.
So many possibilities. And his colours change from red to a myriad of different colours. Sort of shining, flickering.
Based on his size, because would he be a medium or would he be a small?
He's a medium size. Some of them you've seen them kind of like as they hunch up and go to sleep, they kind of go into a small packaged crystal.
I'm just thinking, would they be able to fit inside the bag of holding? I have a reason for asking.
If they went into their small compact form, yeah.
Because I'm thinking, if this resonant frequency is going to go through and potentially shatter all of these crystals, that's going to be bad for him.
Yeah.
But if he's stored in an extra...
to shatter them, or to amplify them, but yes.
But if
there might be a bit of destruction.
But if he's stored in an extra dimensional space, even temporarily, he'd be safe from that.
Sure. Yeah. He would be small enough, yeah. If he got compact and hunched over and the tail curled around, yeah.
All right. Zybits, if it comes to it, when we get ready to use this crystal, I want you to curl up and hide in one of the bags. I'm just worried that what happens might have some effect on you.
But I wouldn't be able to witness freedom.
But you'll be able to see the aftermath, and you'll definitely survive in order to see it.
Okay.
I'm just worried because we've seen how these crystals react to each other. I'm worried that, I mean, particularly if they like overcharge you, I'm worried it'll be too much and you just go pop. And I don't want that.
Okay.
But your choice. That's just my suggestion.
All right. Are we going to jump to Jamey real quick?
So I'm going to grab some of the crystals.
Yeah, there's fragments all over the shop.
Yeah, I assume
most of them
have
been gathered up. In fact, I'll say the majority of them have been, but you can find fragments and bits.
He's probably just like trying to get some hearing going as well. I'm going to go to Andi. What's your thoughts on what your father would like for his instrument? I have an idea, kind of.
Is it?
Well, he wanted an instrument, but like, what would he want instrument-wise? And got some crystal here, but I have a means of salvaging some wood to keep the sound. But if you have any specific designs you want, and
I mean, there's only really one proper design for a violin. Everything else, all these fancy shapes people make, they're just for show. They don't actually have very good quality. If you want a good quality violin, you stick to the classic.
So you don't want me to trim it in crystal?
I mean, that's what Dad would want. I personally don't think it will work. But he wants something garish and flashy, and yeah, that's just him.
I had a thought. I'm not here, but I'm just speaking as me. If you made like the tuning pegs and the base of the tuning bit that holds the string, that could amplify it.
That's true, yeah. You could, yeah, they're kind of like the smaller pieces could be made out of
like
fixtures, yeah. So like the chin rest and the fingerboard could be as well, but the main body really should be wood.
We could do this, and also give. It's not going to be a great string, but it'll be a temporary. Going off what I'm going to be using for the wood. Is there anything you'd like to add personally? A hidden message, a picture, put onto it?
I mean, the only thing I can think of doing is basically violins. You always have the brand and the year it was made and all that lot on a little bit of paper that's stuck inside the body of the violin. you kind of have to like look through the F holes to be able to see it. And the only thing I can think of is writing a little bit of probably the either the lullaby or the song they used to sing together, the lyrics of that on that little bit of paper, and maybe naming the violin after that song.
Like that.
So
I don't know what that is off the top of my head right now, but
So I take the crossbow that I have never used, and it's even got string, and the arrow, the bolts or whatever to go with it would be flex. So I guess that would all be useful in fabricating this thing,
Okay.
and in the fabrication, it'll be embossed with all of that.
Okay. Do you want to do that now, or you can always fabricate this later?
We
I
can
mean,
do it
I
later.
really should self because it has gone 10. But
Yeah. it's
Yeah,
fine.
they were talking and whatnot, and then we're designing, but I can go about doing that, and like
Okay.
maybe as we're going, if nothing's gonna
Yeah.
interrupt us, but
All
we'll
right.
see.
Okay. So
If we get
hold on to
Yeah.
the spell slot for now, but you've got a good idea of how.
well, it's a
you wanna-
once per day, yeah.
Oh right, I see. Okay, sure. Yes. But we'll wrap up just after. Go to Cam real quick. Do you want to?
Yeah. So it would have been after the speaker had left
Okay.
and we had set off. I'd kind of just slide up to Eirina to say, "You had a look. Is something wrong?"
I don't know about wrong, but something about the speaker is gnawing at the back of my brain.
How so?
He seems to be, the minute he got the crystals he needed, he seemed to suddenly be in a real hurry to leave us.
Well, I'm not surprised. We're very much coming close towards the end of our goal. Like,
I get
we're
that.
going to free everyone.
Yes. I just don't think he's being completely I don't think he's showing us his full hand.
I mean, what would there be to hide? What
I don't
concerns
know.
you?
You asked, I'm just telling you, my gut says something's off. Just be wary, okay?
Of course. Is it the souls that is worrying you?
No, I think that obviously the DAOs constructed these things, or so we've been told. They are using souls that should have been set to rest to power them, which is wrong. But I don't know. It just, something's not sitting right.
The way that I'm thinking of it is these crystals that are inside of these creatures, they're all cages linked to one
I
big
understand that.
button.
I don't disagree with that. They deserve to be left to pass. I'm just saying I don't know what it is, but something doesn't feel completely right, and I'm not sure what it is.
I could find out.
I think we continue with what we have planned, but just be ready in case something springs up.
Well,
Okay.
what I mean is I could follow him. It wouldn't take me long to get back to you.
I know, but I think we need to stay together as a group. Like that maze, the number of times we got separated, I think we just need to stick together. If he does betray us, if that's a big if, he's not done anything to say otherwise. But we should all be together. I don't want anyone getting
It makes sense.
trapped.
Right. All right. So the plan to stay together seems solid. The last little exploration around this cave does reveal where he was pointing, a long tunnel leading onto another chamber. But what lies beneath beyond that chamber, we will find out next session. As I feel there's a fitting point to end, and catch up next week. Man, that was a big battle. Good job, everyone. Well fought.
And
You
I
made
didn't
these.
I didn't get devoured. Well, I got eaten, but I got it out straight away.
Got out very quickly. Thank goodness for that. Because I was fearing for your life when you said I run up to it. I was like, here we go again.
Yeah.
But well played. You guys had the damage for sure. Now to move on to the next area, you know this is going to be the more heavily guarded, the interior of the nest, where you need to find a massive chamber that apparently houses this Nexus crystal. So we'll hopefully discover that next session. Till then, though, we'll sign off here. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks for playing. We'll see you then.
And don't forget to join us Sunday for Carnival Cards as well, where we continue exploring the rise and fall of Fable Rise.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.